Well, I think that's all from the presenters, and I think you'll agree with me, some very exciting stuff there. And the program says I quickly summarize, wrap up or whatever, and I will just quickly make a few points, which takes from me, I'm happy to share and so forth. There were 6 of them really, but I think I heard a common aim, vision from everybody presenting today, a world without cigarettes, a smoke-free future, eliminating cigarettes. And I think, with tobacco sales globally being worth over 700 billion, I think there are businesses out there who recognize the huge opportunity that goes with that. The second point, and Chris mentioned this, but I think it's really very, very important, is the huge and evolving, and we've just heard there from Alex, a huge and evolving range of products. Yes, the dear old Cigalike that I still very much like myself, it does look a bit like ancient history, but e-cigarettes, e-vapor products, heated tobacco, smokeless tobacco products, TDPs, ANDs, ENDs, NGPs. There's a just great range of products, and Giselle just made the comment, which is absolutely right. It isn't just about one product. I think it's also relevant about consumers, smokers, finding the product that suits them and their needs. And Ryan made that point about the role of vape shops. They're so critically important to help the smoker find the product that suits and fits their needs. There's a growing range of brands. I probably put my foot in it earlier to not give Viper name check, so I don't know whether Chris is still in the room, but apologies, Chris. Hopefully this time next year there'll be even more brands that are all on our lips and so forth. And from where I sit, I think it must make sense. You look at the world of cigarettes. There are thousands of brands and products that smokers use. And smokers have different needs. They have different sized wallets. They have women like some cigarettes, men like others. Different demographic needs. So surely there does need to be a whole range of brands and products to so forth. The fourth point: huge demand, and this is what it's all about, isn't it? And Eric's slide right at the beginning, I thought that was incredibly revealing. The 70% of smokers want to stop. And I think related to what Eric said there, I might suggest that it's not only Juul, but a lot of other of these products, if not all of them, are in reality smoking cessation products, which smokers like. NRT products didn't prove very successful because smokers didn't like using them. But all of these new devices, smokers, if you fit together the 70% number that Eric referred to, and then you show the demand and people are buying them, this is a really important point, isn't it? And Chris mentioned it also, Clive regularly refers us all back, and he's absolutely right to. There won't be any harm reduction. You can have the best reduced risk products in the world, but if people don't buy them and want them and use them, you ain't going to have any harm reduction. And so that combination of reduced risk and products that people want to buy and use, popularity, is just critical. And then I think the other point I'd make is, and we've seen that manifestly this afternoon, a huge and growing number of businesses. Cigarette company, those like Swedish Match, who are no longer cigarette companies. Congratulations on their birthday that they mentioned. The entrepreneurial businesses, whether they're now the very large ones like Juul, or they're the smaller businesses like Vape Trotter, like Enovap, who are quite clearly pushing the envelope in terms of innovation. So those would be my reflections, and I think this whole revolution, if that's probably a bit of a big word, but this whole sort of harm reduction thing, it reminds me that this is basically, it's all about the technology, isn't it? This is what it's all about. This technology's come along, and yes, Goldman Sachs identified it as being disruptive, 7, 8 years ago. I prefer the term actually creative destruction. There's all these very, very creative businesses are coming up now with really, really creative products. And it's creative destruction because they're replacing what went before. So, you know, those would be my take, and I very much hope that this time next year we're here in having a very similar session and hearing the next range of evolving products. So hopefully that's some food for thought as regards, you know, before we get into the GFN. But on behalf of everybody here, I think we should say thank you very much to everybody from the different parts of the world who've presented some of the stuff that they're doing. All hugely exciting. Well done to all of you. And, you know, let's all go for it. And thank you all very, very much indeed.